Welcome back to JayFix. Today I've got this 2008 Mitsubishi Outlander here, ZG model I think it is. It's got the big 2.4 litre 4-cylinder in it. We're going to do an oil change on this today, so stick around, I'll show you how it's done. Okay, to get started with this job, you don't need a lot of tools today, which is really good. Just your basics. So you've got your degreaser, which we'll need to clean up the sump, no doubt. You've got your oil, obviously, oil filter, socket and ratchet, 17mm calls for this one, and we've got some assorted crush washers there that we can hopefully try and match up and replace it when we get it out. So let's get started. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you'll need a oil pan and maybe a rag. So, alright guys, so we're underneath the car here. I've tried to get you in the best place I can, but it's a little bit tight. But as far as oil changes go, this is probably the easiest you're ever going to get. So we're looking here at the sump. The front of the car is to your left, and you can see the oil filter right there, which is absolute dream to get to. Don't need a jack or anything like that. We just need to get in there and undo that. The bolt for the oil, I don't know if I can get you under there, but here's the sump. It's at the back to the rear of the car. Like I said before, it's going to be 17mm, so see if I can get you in there and we'll get that undone. Okay, so I've got you in a little bit of a better position there. Hopefully you can see all right. Camera's deciding to play silly buggers today. Your sump plug is at the rear of the sump, towards the rear of the car in the corner. Like I said before, it's 17mm, so let's get that cracked and start draining this fluid. This is always the fun part, trying not to get any on your hands. Try not to drop the bolt as well. Make sure your container's under there so we don't have any leaks or whatever. Get that bolt out there as quick as you can and let it drain. There we are. We'll be back in a minute when that finishes. Alright, so while that's draining, doing its thing, probably a good idea to get your oil filter off. Like I said before, you couldn't ask for anything easy. It's just a matter of getting your hand in there, and hopefully whoever did this last time didn't over tighten it. We can just break it straight loose. Probably have a good idea to have a rag down below, just in case you do get a bit of a spill there. But let's see if we can get this off. Beautiful. Okay, so here's the sump plug. It's a good idea to replace this crush washer probably every second time, or preferably every time. This one looks like it needs replacing. So I bought this kit online not long ago. So we'll look and see if we can match it up, find something similar. Ooh, that looks pretty close, doesn't it? Let's run with that one. Okay, so I'll let that drain now for about 10 minutes. It's still dripping out a little bit, but that's alright. Get a sump plug with a new crush washer on. Tighten it down and then we can deal with the rest of it. Torque specs are in the description below, so check that out. Just make sure it's snug. Alright, let's get this filter off. Let that drip a bit do its thing. We can clean that surface up and get our new filter on. Okay, so here's the part number for you guys who might be interested. The good thing about this oil change is we get the luxury of filling the oil filter up with oil before we put it on, because it does go on that way. So let's do that now. Now, oil we're going to use is this Castrol Edge 10W30. It's not a bad oil. Look out for this API thing there. That's what Mitsubishi recommend. They do recommend go the 5W30, but it's up to you guys. Alright, so let's get this filled up, ready to go. Actually, we'll just fill it up and we'll put it straight on. There's no need to mess around with it now. Just be careful, try not to spill it. The filter actually takes, I think it's 200 ml. It doesn't have to be 100% full, but as long as you've got something in there, so when you start that engine up, it's not dry running or whatever. So we'll run with that. Let's get that on. Really good idea, guys, when you put your filter back on, just to make sure your mating surfaces are really nice and clean. No one in leaks. The worst thing you can have is a leak in your oil filter after you've just done your nice change, and you get a leak. So make sure that's clean. And then just also what you want to do is put a bit of oil around the O-ring on the filter, so it doesn't bind up, which I've never seen in my life, but stranger things have happened. So let's just get that on. Just be ultra careful at this stage. And don't over tighten it. Whatever you do, don't over tighten them. Hand tight. As you can see, when I took it off, it was a little bit tight, but I still managed to get it off with my hand. So that's all you need. Done deal. Sump plugs in. That's in. What we're going to do now is fill it up with oil. So I'll see you on the top side. Okay, so now we're right to fill our oil back up, and we're done. So if you have a look in that manual, it does call for 4 litres, 4.2 including the oil filter. So on here we have marked, they've got some few marks there, so we're going to take it down to the 1 litre mark approximately. So here we go, should be close. Looks pretty close there. So what we'll do is just let that settle for a bit and check the dipstick and see how close we are. Okay, the last thing to do is just check your dipstick, see whether you're within your 2 dots. So all you really need to do is make sure you're within your 2 dots. Looks like we are there. It's sort of hard to tell, but we are. Then just clean off your funnel. Get that out of there, give you a bit of a clean up, and just chuck back your lid back on and you're done. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. If you found this interesting at all, please consider subscribing. Hit that like button if you liked it too, and leave a comment down below if you've got anything to say. Anyway, take care. JayFix.